Good morning, welcome back. And today's agenda is we're getting very close on my beloved text manual. A lot of these, all the highlighted things are done, but there's a big sticky here for need to do rigging in preparation for flight. So that's pretty exciting. So we're going to do the aileron and flap rigging, and the flap rigging again, horizontal, blah blah blah. George is going to come up and we're going to work our way through this because I do think it's a two-man job. I've obviously never rigged a plane, but you know, all the control surfaces, those are done properly. The turnbuckles are hooked up as they should be. I was able to borrow a cable tensioner from my hangar neighbor, so that's pretty cool. We'll use that today. And yeah, join us on this journey of the unknown. And I'm not sure, I only got about a few hours to work on this. We're planning on flying up a little bit later, assuming the weather breaks. Today's weather report is a few low-hanging clouds, but they're supposed to clear up by noontime, so wish us luck on that. All right, here we go. So step one I already did, I think a while ago, with the 10 turns and so on and so forth. Center the control stick in neutral position and securely fix it in this position. So our distance is about 18 and 3/16, so I just cut a piece and I'm going to tape it in there, and that should pretty much lock it into place. Okay, wingtips are tight. So I had these bolts forever, and they were nice and long to go all the way to the top. This one just barely catches it, but it works. And so they don't fall out, I just, well, as you saw, I put a little like ruler in there. Bear with me. There you go. That'll hold it in. So every time you wiggle it a little bit, they don't fall out. Alright, so we got to this whole section here where they want you to put the bushing in and bevel the edges and all that. And it's kind of reminding me of back in the day where they want you, I have this note here, they want you to put the spacer on the outboard side, so this is the left wing, and I somehow came to the conclusion that it just fits and works much better on the inboard side. And I do recall throwing the question out on Facebook and kind of got the blessing that that's okay. We just checked both sides, it doesn't interfere with anything, so we're gonna move forward with this. Alright, so we did have to take this one apart on the right side and turn it I think 2 turns in to get this to be level. The left side seems to be good. Now we're trying to figure out the cable tensioning. So we do have a cable tension gauge. Like I said, I was able to borrow that, but our manual doesn't give us in the figures the section that tells you what the gauge, the tension is supposed to be. So we're trying to look that up right now. Basically missing figures 12A-03A. So we just have 12A-03, and then it carries on.
This position over here.
George found it. Alright, so we got 12A-03A. Alright, so we have the bolts in. We have our highly sophisticated centering device here, and now we have this guy here.
We gotta measure it over here though.
Measure it there? I don't even know how you read this thing. So wait, that's 3/32 cable, and this is 1/16 cable. What do we got here? Alright, so the conclusion is that we have 1/8 cable, and we do have a blue gauge on there.
Read on dot. Where's the dot?
I think that's the line there.
So we're using the blue.
Oh, read on dot.
I'm guessing that
We'll get back to you. Alright, I think we're onto something here. So this is the marking here. This is the 1/8 cable because we have 1/8 inch cable, and as we pull this, you can see that I guess we want that to be around 25. So yeah, I guess that feels about right. So time to tighten some cable. So a bit over 25. They say we can be 5 pounds over, but none under. So I guess that takes into consideration that these cables might stretch. What do we got on this side?
About 27. Actually, they're even there.
So obviously the locking pins are in there. Cables come down through here. I think we're gonna take this off now and make sure that these things don't wildly deflect into one direction. Make sure they still stay centered.
Cool. We're gonna do a barrel roll.
All right. I don't know. They look pretty centered. They look straight.
I think so.
So, oh, George is reading the instructions. My guess would be that now we need to, because again the pins are locking that out in the wings. So we're a little under 25 here. I think we just need to.
I think we need to just also adjust the tension up top, even though it doesn't say like where to measure it.
Well, I'll just.
Because they have the turnbuckles cut. Oh.
Well, it was below 25. I just tightened it a little bit, and now it's over 25. So. Alright, so we're moving on to our deflections here. So you got 24 degrees up plus 2 minus 1, so call that 25 degrees, and down is 14, and plus 2 minus 1, we'll call that 15 degrees. Here's what we found. This centers out perfectly here, and when we go all the way up, I just took them out, but this side here, before it hits, ends up being about 11/16, or just a little bit more than 5/8. This side here, before it hits, is 7/8, so they're off a little bit, which is fine. And if you add 5/8 plus the threaded part inside here is 1 3/8, so that's 2, plus the 7/8 on this side is 2 7/8. Anyway, long story short, the bolts are 1.5 inch thread, so they will bottom out inside here, and you'll be about 1/8 of an inch short. So I am going to shorten these bolts. So theoretically, if I take 1/8 of an inch off, that should be fine. But if I take 1/4 inch off, that'll give me an 1/4 inch play or adjustment. Alright, so we got 15.3, a little over 15 going down. Are you pushing on it though?
No.
No? Alright, so go up. And then going up we got, what about if you just let it sit? 25? Ah, perfect. Alright, so what we ended up with in here is this spacing here is 5/8, okay? And this is the pilot side or left side, and that's 7/8. Now obviously that's for our plane. I assume welds are going to be different. And if I remember correctly, I think I had to actually bend these tabs up to make them hit there early on. So I'm gonna tighten these, and the deflection part will be done as well. All right, final check. So do it again. So that's all the way down. And that's all the way up.
Within the tolerances. Oh wait,
You got 15 and 25?
15.25 and
Perfect.
25.6.
25.6?
But it settles up. I mean, that's like you have to push it up to.
Oh, yeah, don't do that. Just
You want to write? We should probably write these numbers down in there so that we know exactly what we got and start.
Yeah.
WSRV 92.5 The River, Portsmouth, Manchester, broadcasting from the Auto Fair Studios.
You want to say right?
Yep. That's 25.2.
Perfect.
14.5.
They want you to check the aileron and wingtip. 0.13 or 0.2 between the aileron and the flap. Okay, I need high precision tools for that. Ooh, this one's tight. Yeah, gonna have to work on that one. So, you gotta put the flap handle down. Watch your fingers. All right, so flap to aileron is good, but aileron to wingtip, I need a little attention. All right, ultimately I'm not too worried about the gap on the wing. On the wingtip, because I can also just file that down. And so I think that is. We did put torque seal on here. Basically, I tighten and then loosen them a little bit, so still have free movement but no play. And I almost did forget to tighten these guys in here, so I went back and tightened and torqued those. So I think I'm really comfortable with the ailerons. I like the stops here, other than one side's bigger than the other, but all the cable tension is good. I ended up tightening the autopilot cables again, and kind of just keep moving them and making sure, you know, nothing hits or interferes. So keep playing with it, but that is that.